Good afternoon, guys. It's your boy Si, aka the Mancunian. Welcome aboard Gonna Talk. How we doing today? I was going to do one yesterday. I just ran out of time. I didn't get a chance. I had a bit of a rough day yesterday. I know a lot of you guys who know me, who asked me about Big Sue, my mum. For you guys that haven't followed for long, my mum's been battling cancer for 5 years now. She's had lung cancer, bowel cancer, and now it turns out she's got brain cancer, which has been tough. I've been caring for her. I've had to quit my job to care for her, and it's been a tough time. And this is when you need your club to lean on. But we had a bit of positive news yesterday that the radiotherapy, when we saw the oncologist yesterday, the radiotherapy seems to be working. They can't get rid of the cancer, but hopefully they can stop it growing anymore. And hopefully my mum gets to live out a few more years yet. But when I came home, I noticed that I've hit 75 subs. So I wanted to do a little video just to you guys to start off with, just to say thank you for your support. It's been a long old journey this last year, doing these, and there's times where you feel like giving up, when you feel like you're making good points and you're putting good content out there, but it's hard to get the ball rolling, and you feel like you're doing it to no one at times. But that's not the point. It's just that that exertion of your energy, just getting it out of your system and just talking aloud sometimes, and that's what it's all about for me. I've had people say to me about, I want to help you, because some of you guys that have followed me right from day one and subscribed, I honestly can't thank you enough. I can't. And I know some of you now have become sort of personally involved with me and my stuff with my mum, which is lovely, and it really is. It's the support I need. And some of you have said, like, can you donate to me to help my channel? Guys, I'm not looking to accept any donations from you guys. It just wouldn't sit right with me, and it wouldn't be of any value to you or to me. So if you were thinking of doing that, please just donate it to a charity. If you want to do it on my behalf, Cancer Research, I would split it. If you sent it to me, I would just split it in half between Cancer Research and Macmillan Nurses, and send it on your behalf and mine. So please, guys, if that's what you're thinking of doing, it's a beautiful, wonderful gesture from you, but it's not something I want to get embroiled in. But I do appreciate the gesture, I really do. But hand it on to a charity. Mine are very selfish at the moment because it's stuff I've dealt with through losing family members. Cancer Research and Macmillan, have cared for quite a few of my close family members, through the last days. So if you've got one close to your heart, please, donate it to one that's close to you instead. Just do something worthwhile with it, because, like I say, if you send it to me and it wasn't for charity, I would just wait till you've sent me a total of $5.99, and then I'd be going KFC for that 20 wing deal. Boy, that's a deal. putting KFC Presswich out of business on that one. But jokes aside, guys, it's a lovely gesture, but please do what I'm asking. Yeah, just thank you for all the support. It's been really incredible. Just another quick one. A young man trying to pave his way at the moment, and he's just starting off on his journey with a channel. A young man called Irfan. He's on Twitter at Lee African Gunner. That's Lee, as in L-E, African Gunner, all one word, not the. It might be hard to work out in my mankness, so apologies for that to Irfan. But yeah, go and give him a follow, guys. He's a really, I had the opportunity to chat to him the other day, and he's a really level-headed young man, and he comes out with great points about Arsenal, and he articulates them really well, and he backs them up with factual stuff. So please go and give him a follow if you don't already. I'm looking forward to his channel starting and seeing how he flourishes. But yeah, I'm going to have him on. Hopefully, I'm trying to get him on at the end of this week to do the player ratings for the Victoria game tomorrow, and a match preview, or maybe just the answering of the questions, get him in on that later in the week. So that should be a good one. Just a reminder to some of you guys that don't realise what time that game's on tomorrow. It's a 10 to 4 in the afternoon UK time kickoff, which might catch a few of you off guard thinking it's tea time on Thursday. 5 to 6 or 8 o'clock, whatever these kickoffs have been. So it's not, it's an early one. They've had to do that because Braga were due to play, and Porto, I think, similar times, and they've said about traffic, so they've moved it to the Wednesday. And then because of the Champions League game, I think, like I say, with Porto, they've then had to put it on even earlier. Just shows how much UEFA and what have you care about this competition and the fans, doesn't it? Where at that time, I can't imagine you're lucky as an Arsenal fan if you manage to get, well, depending if you're enjoying the football at the minute, you're lucky, not lucky if you can get to watch it or go. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of Portuguese fans that will probably miss it as well. So it might be a bit of a damp squid crowd-wise this game. I'm not sure what to expect. Whether that goes in our favour or not, I don't know. But that's how it's looking for tomorrow. So guys, set your alarms and be aware that it's at a completely random one-off time tomorrow. Just wanted to do a little quick preview of the game. Obviously, with the Leicester game coming up at weekend, that's make or break, I think, for Unai. I think that will be the straw. That somebody asked me the other day, what will it take for the board to finally not back him? I said I don't think they're backing him now particularly. I think they're still hoping he can swing it, but I'd be stunned if they're not already making moves and I'm asking questions about who's potentially available to come in, whether just as an interim to the end of the season or the guy to take us forward. But I'd be very upset if they're not already putting some feelers out there. But I've got a feeling then, obviously, because Leicester is he has to win that game. I think to appease the fans slightly and for the board not to react the same way as the fans are doing, I think he's got to get a win, or maybe get away with a draw, but we'd have to play well, I think, and get a draw, to satisfy fans and, like I say, and the board now. So I think he's going to go with a total. I'd be surprised if the likes of Aubameyang even travel. I wouldn't be taking them, because it's a nothing game really. We can get away with losing it. Not that we should be, even with putting out a youth side, we shouldn't be losing, but even if we were to, it still isn't really going to make a difference to qualification. So I think he's got a free swing of the bat in this game. So I've had a look at maybe it's tricky going off what I would line up with and what I think he will actually go with. So it's a bit of a culmination of both. Martinez in net, I can't see that being any different. I think he's going to try and start Hector against Leicester. I think that, for me, that's more what I would do. I think it's now time we've got to step it up in the league. So start playing your best players. Hector's our best right back. So I think this is the game where you now switch him out of the Europa rotation and you put him into the Premier League rotation. So that's interesting. But I picked Chambers in this game at right back. I'm not Mustafi's biggest fan, and I don't think he should still be at the club this year. It's just a sign of the times that we couldn't get rid of another player we don't want. But I can see him and Holding being the centre back pairing. I think if Holding had played better last week against Liverpool, I think maybe I'd be saying the same about him as Bellerin, that swap out and put Socrates or Luiz in this game now and then have Holding for against Leicester. But he's not done enough to convince me he should be in the starting 11, so I would stick with Mustafi and Holding in the Europa. Kolasinac at left back, Turney's definitely in the rotation now for the Premier League, so that's a bonus. Midfield is a really interesting one, because I'm pretty sure I'd be stunned if Ozil plays in this game, and I'd be very surprised if Guendouzi plays in this game. Torreira was the one for me that, obviously he's starting now to put him back in the starting 11 for the Premier League games. And I'd need to see him in the Premier League side. If we play Leicester and he's not playing defensive midfielder, that we're already waving the white flag. Because as I keep saying, no one else of our obvious midfielders can tackle. That's just my point of view. Disagree how you like. I'm just going off what I see. Another one for me, Xhaka. You guys know my opinion on him. You've known my opinion for the last 3 years on him. It hasn't changed. I do sympathise with him a little bit for the abuse he's had, but I'm a bit more hard-faced. I've worked in it. I see all the other players get the exact same stuff, so I don't really sympathise with him on that front. And why he just shouldn't be captain, shouldn't be anything to do with the club anymore for me, shouldn't get a game. But I've got a sneaky suspicion that Unai might chuck him back in this game. It's away from home. There won't be a ton of travelling fans, I wouldn't have thought, because of the time. So it's a game where there won't be a lot of external pressure on him. So I think at the end of the day, he's going to bring him back into the fold. Whether I like it or not, that's just one I'm going to have to swallow. I don't like it, and it is a bit of pill to swallow, but this guy picks him week in, week out, even if he drops 2 out of 10, so I don't see that changing. So I can see, I think the midfield is going to be Willock, Xhaka, and possibly Emile Smith-Rowe. I'd like to see Smith-Rowe in that sort of 10 role. I see him there more than a winger. So I'd probably go for that. Like I say, if it was up to me, I wouldn't be picking Xhaka, but I'm trying to sort of mix it with what I think he'll go with. And I think knowing that he will bring him back in the fold, I think this is the idea. If he's ever going to do it, this is going to be the game. And then front three, I think will be interesting to watch. And I'd be very tempted to go Martinelli down the middle and Nelson and Saka out wide. And let's see what the future of the club looks like, or what many of us maybe imagine what the future of the club look like, and see where they're up to. I know a lot of people like me haven't been overwhelmed with Nelson this year, but he is someone I think has got a ton of talent if we just keep backing him and giving him chances, and I think he'll come good. You know, a lot of people wrote Willock off last season. I said last season at the start, he looks like he's built out of pipe cleaners, not even, the least ready for the first team. And then look at this year, he's been the most ready looking, apart from Martinelli, but he's new in. I'm talking about the youth set up kids. All of a sudden he looks like the most ready. So you can see if you just give these kids that little bit of time to flourish, and we've got to remember they are young. I think Nelson is one that we should still back and get behind, because I could still see him becoming a very good player. So yeah, I'd go Nelson off the right or Saka off the right, whichever way you want to put Nelson and Saka out on the wings and Martinelli down the middle. And that lineup, it's probably weak in most of your eyes, but I think that's more than strong enough to get a result against a team like these. But you've got to look at the result against them the other week and go, well, that was quite strong and we struggled, and that was at home. So who knows with us at the moment, guys. But that's it. I'm keeping this short and sweet. It was just about previewing that game, just a quick thoughts on lineup. Love to know what you guys, I'd love to see your predicted 11s. Like I say, this was more about just a big thank you to you guys, because it really meant a ton coming home yesterday. Pretty down in the dumps to see that I'd suddenly hit 75 subs. And I would love you guys to keep backing me and supporting me if you enjoy the content. And if you don't, tell me what I can do to improve it, because positive, constructive criticism for me is a massive thing, and I want to hear that just as much as I want to hear people being positive. I'd much rather hear constructive criticism than people blowing my smoke up my arse, lying to me, telling me it's good when it's not. So please keep your opinions honest, guys, and let me have them. And yeah, thank you, and onwards and upwards to 100 now. Maybe I can hit 100 before Christmas. That'd be, apart from my mum getting better, but realistic presents for Christmas. That'd really put a tear in my eye from you guys, it really would. So yeah, I'm getting a bit emotional now, but you don't understand how much this means to me, guys, as a bit of an outlet for my own personal frustrations at the minute. So before I get upset, guys, thank you very much. Much appreciated for all the support. Sending you all a virtual hug, and let's hope we get a result tomorrow. Come on, you Gooners. Signing out.